Did you know that some vegetables we've always thought of as healthy can actually raise your stroke risk overnight, especially after turning 60? I'm a doctor who's spent over 30 years working with older adults, and I've seen far too many people who tried to eat healthy end up in the hospital, not because of what they ate, but how and when they ate it. In today's video, I'll reveal the common vegetables that can quietly harm your heart and brain, and more importantly, how to eat them the right way so you can still enjoy every bite while keeping your body strong, sharp, and full of life. Number 1. Broccoli. Many people believe broccoli is one of the healthiest vegetables on earth, and they're right. But once you reach your 60s, everything that used to be right in your younger years can start to quietly change. I remember one of my patients, George, age 68, a man who proudly told me he ate clean. Every day he steamed a big bowl of broccoli. One day he came into my office looking pale and said, "Doctor, I don't understand. I've been feeling dizzy lately and sometimes I get nosebleeds for no reason." When I reviewed his medications, I smiled and said, "George, I think the culprit might just be your favorite vegetable. You see, broccoli is rich in vitamin K, an essential nutrient that helps your blood clot when you get a cut. But if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, Plavix, or even daily aspirin, that same vitamin K can make your medication work unpredictably. If you eat a lot of broccoli one week, then suddenly stop the next, your body gets confused. Your blood can become too thick or too thin without you even realizing it. And that imbalance is what makes blood vessels in the brain more fragile. Now, I'm not telling you to quit eating broccoli, not at all. It's still a wonderful food for your heart and memory. Just remember 2 words: balance and consistency. If you love broccoli, enjoy it regularly in moderate amounts. Don't go from too much to none at all. After 60, your body doesn't need extremes. It needs stability, just like an old friend who stays loyal as long as you treat them gently and consistently. Number 2. Garlic. Have you ever heard someone say, "Garlic is nature's medicine"? I'm sure you have, and they're absolutely right. In over 30 years of medical practice, I've seen garlic help countless people lower their blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and fight inflammation naturally. But here's what most people don't realize. Even something good can become a problem, especially after the age of 60. I remember one of my patients, a 72-year-old woman, who came to my clinic with a few mysterious bruises on her arms. She told me, "Doctor, I didn't bump into anything." When I asked more, she mentioned that she'd been taking concentrated garlic pills every morning for heart health. Her lab results showed her blood was thinner than normal, because garlic, though natural, is also a powerful blood thinner. When combined with medications like aspirin or warfarin, it can make the tiny blood vessels in your brain fragile. And sometimes, even a strong cough could cause one to burst. Now, don't get me wrong, garlic isn't the villain. I eat it myself every day, but I cook it. Heat helps soften allicin, the compound responsible for garlic's strong blood-thinning effects, making it gentler on the body. If you love its flavor, let garlic be your spice, not your medicine. After 60, it's not about doing more, but doing things the right way. Your body is like a finely tuned instrument, and garlic, when used wisely, can be that soft, steady note that keeps your heart's rhythm calm and balanced through the years. Number 3. Tomatoes. I want you to imagine this. It's a warm summer evening. You sit down to a light dinner, a few slices of fresh tomato drizzled with olive oil, a pinch of sea salt, maybe a bit of cheese. Sounds healthy, doesn't it? But then the next morning, you wake up feeling slightly dizzy, your hands a little tingly, or your heart beating faster than usual. You might blame it on the weather or a restless night's sleep. But sometimes the real culprit is the tomato. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, a group of plants that contain natural compounds like solanine and tyramine. For younger people, the body processes these easily. But after 60, when your blood vessels become more fragile and your nervous system more sensitive, these compounds can quietly cause trouble. Solanine can make blood vessels constrict or dilate suddenly, leading to unstable blood flow. Tyramine, meanwhile, can interfere with nerve signals, triggering headaches, dizziness, or tingling sensations in your hands and feet. I once had a patient, Louise, who told me she often felt off balance after her evening bowl of tomato soup. When we simply moved that meal to lunchtime, Every symptom disappeared. Simple, but remarkably effective. I still love tomatoes. They're rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart and skin health. But I've learned that how and when you eat them matters. Enjoy tomatoes during the day, when your body is active and better at regulating blood pressure. And if possible, cook them lightly. It reduces the harsh compounds and boosts their benefits. After 60, sometimes all it takes is changing the timing, and a food that once harmed your body can suddenly become a source of healing. Number 4, spinach. I want you to picture this. It's a beautiful morning. You're sitting by the window enjoying a plate of steamed spinach with your eggs, a meal everyone calls a superfood. But after a few months, you start noticing light headaches, moments of dizziness, and you can't quite explain why. I've seen this many times in my clinic. People truly believe they're eating healthy, but after 60, the body doesn't process food the same way it once did. Spinach is rich in calcium, iron, and antioxidants. That much is true. But what most people don't realize is that it also contains oxalates, natural compounds that can bind with calcium to form tiny crystals called calcium oxalate. In younger adults, the kidneys easily flush these out. But after 60, when kidney function slows, those crystals can start building up in the small blood vessels of the brain. Like grains of sand slowly clogging a thin pipe, blood flow weakens, and in some cases it can trigger a mild, silent stroke. One of my patients, Richard, was proud of his healthy routine, a calcium pill every morning and a spinach salad to go with it. Then one day, he felt lightheaded just standing up from his chair. When I suggested he simply change his routine, eat spinach at breakfast or lunch, not together with calcium supplements, the dizziness disappeared completely. Food is never the enemy when we understand our bodies. Spinach is still one of nature's gifts, we just have to know when to enjoy it. After 60, eating at the right time isn't just nutrition, it's an act of self-care, a quiet way of loving your body every single day. Number 5, onions. You know, onions are one of the simplest vegetables in the kitchen, yet they're far more powerful than most people realize. I often tell my patients, a small onion can strengthen your heart, but used the wrong way, it can also make it stumble. Onions contain quercetin, a natural antioxidant that helps relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. That sounds wonderful, especially for anyone dealing with heart issues. But after 60, if you're already taking blood pressure medication, that combination can sometimes push your blood pressure too low. As we age, our bodies don't adjust blood pressure as quickly as they used to. And that's why many older adults feel dizzy, lightheaded, or even faint when standing up, especially at night. I once had a patient, Thomas, who loved raw onion salad with his dinner every evening. One day, he told me that around midnight, he often felt dizzy, sweating even when the room was cool. When we made a small change, adding onions to cooked meals and moving them to lunchtime, those dizzy spells disappeared completely. Onions aren't bad. In fact, they're one of nature's great gifts. You just need to cook them, eat them in moderation, and avoid heavy onion dishes late at night. That's how you keep their benefits without the risk. After 60, what your body needs isn't more, it's balance. Even a humble onion can teach us that good health doesn't come from extremes, but from harmony, listening, adjusting, and treating your body with gentle consistency. Number 6. Raw carrots. I want you to imagine this. It's evening, you're watching TV, snacking on a few slices of raw carrot, something everyone believes is harmless, even good for your eyes. But then the next morning, you wake up feeling slightly lightheaded, your heart beating faster than usual. You think, maybe I didn't sleep well. But sometimes, that innocent little carrot might be the reason your blood pressure fluctuated during the night. Carrots are wonderful, no doubt about it. They're rich in beta-carotene, great for your vision, your skin, and packed with antioxidants. But here's the thing. When eaten raw, especially alone at night, they can cause your blood sugar to spike quickly and then drop sharply while you sleep. When that happens, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, stress hormones that constrict your blood vessels, raise your heart rate, and increase your blood pressure. And all of that happens quietly while you're fast asleep. One of my patients, Jean, age 66, used to eat raw carrots as her bedtime snack. After I suggested she move that habit to the morning and pair the carrots with some protein or a handful of nuts, everything changed. her sleep improved, and her blood pressure stabilized. After 60, the body reacts more delicately to small things, so it's not just what you eat, but when and what you eat it with. A carrot can be your best friend, or the reason your heart wakes up in the middle of the night. It all depends on how well you listen to your body. Number 7. Corn. Do you remember the last time you enjoyed a hot, buttery ear of corn? Maybe it was on a summer afternoon, that sweet smell of melted butter on golden kernels taking you right back to childhood. Corn feels comforting, familiar, and most of us believe it's completely healthy. But what many people don't realize is that after 60, corn isn't as harmless as it seems. You see, corn isn't actually a vegetable, it's a starch. When you eat corn, especially boiled corn or popcorn, your body quickly converts it into sugar. Your blood sugar spikes, then drops rapidly, forcing your body to release cortisol, also known as the stress hormone. And cortisol, in turn, causes your blood vessels to constrict, making your blood thicker and increasing the chance of tiny clots forming quietly while you sleep. I once had a patient, Larry, age 70, who loved eating corn for dinner instead of rice because he thought it was lighter. But every morning, he woke up with his heart racing and his body feeling exhausted, as if he'd just run a marathon. When we simply shifted his habit, eating corn in the morning and pairing it with eggs or a bit of beans, the problem disappeared completely. Corn isn't bad, it's just that your body now needs a little more sensitivity in how it's treated. Eat it during the day, combine it with protein or healthy fats, and you can still savor the sweetness of childhood without sacrificing the peaceful sleep of your golden years. After 60, good health isn't about eating more or less. It's about eating wisely, at the right time, and listening closely to what your body is telling you. Number 8. Cucumbers. I want you to imagine a quiet evening. You've just finished dinner, maybe a light salad with a few cool slices of cucumber. It feels refreshing, doesn't it? But later that night, you find yourself waking up 2 or 3 times to use the bathroom. The next morning, you feel tired, a bit dizzy, and your blood pressure seems to fluctuate. You might think it's just age, but sometimes the real reason is that innocent little cucumber on your plate. Cucumbers are naturally diuretic, helping the body release excess water, cool the liver, and reduce swelling. For younger people, that's harmless. But after 60, things change. The kidneys work more slowly, blood pressure becomes less stable, and even mild dehydration at night can make your blood thicker, forcing your heart to pump harder to get oxygen to the brain. I once had a patient, Martha, age 67, who ate cucumber salad every night because she believed it was light and good for sleep. But instead of sleeping better, she kept waking up throughout the night. When I suggested she move that salad to lunchtime instead, her sleep quickly returned to normal. That's why I always tell my patients, cucumbers are good, but timing is everything. Eat them during the day, when you're active and your body naturally needs to flush out water, and they'll do wonders for you. But eating them at night, especially with cold water or chilled drinks, can make your circulatory system work overtime while you're trying to rest. After 60, maintaining hydration isn't just about drinking enough. It's about knowing when to stop. Number 9. Romaine lettuce. I want you to picture this. It's evening, and you've prepared yourself a light, heart-healthy dinner, a crisp salad with romaine lettuce, a few slices of tomato, and a drizzle of olive oil. You feel great. It's light, low in calories, and seems perfect for your heart. But then, in the middle of the night, you wake up thirsty, your heart racing, and your head a little dizzy. You tell yourself it's just a bad night's sleep. But sometimes that harmless salad is quietly throwing off your blood pressure while you rest. Romaine lettuce truly is a wonderful vegetable, rich in fiber, vitamins, and a natural diuretic, meaning it helps your body release extra water and salt. But after 60, your body doesn't balance fluids as efficiently as it used to. Eating too much romaine at night, especially without enough water, can lead to mild dehydration during sleep. When that happens, your blood thickens, circulation slows, and your heart has to work harder to push blood to the brain. That subtle imbalance can make many older adults feel lightheaded, or even increase their nighttime stroke risk. I remember one of my patients, Ellen, who proudly told me she had a salad every night to stay in shape. But after shifting that salad to lunchtime and adding a small glass of water with dinner, her sleep became deeper, and she stopped waking up thirsty in the middle of the night. Romaine lettuce isn't the problem, timing is. At this age, it's not always about changing what you eat, but when and how you eat it. A salad at lunch and a small sip of water at night may seem like small adjustments, but they can make a world of difference, helping your heart and your sleep find the calm they deserve. Number 10. Eggplant. I want you to imagine this. It's evening, and you're roasting your favorite eggplant dish. The kitchen fills with that warm, smoky aroma. The skin is lightly charred, the inside soft and rich, soaking up olive oil like a sponge. For many of us, eggplant brings back family memories, simple, comforting, and full of heart. But what few people realize is that if it's not cooked properly, eggplant can quietly challenge the nervous system and blood vessels, especially in older adults. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, the same family as tomatoes and bell peppers. Inside it is a natural compound called solanine, which in some people over 60 can cause symptoms like tingling in the hands, mild muscle weakness, or dull headaches without an obvious reason. For those with weaker circulation or sensitive blood vessels, solanine may trigger low-grade inflammation that affects nerve function. I once had a patient, Grace, 69, who loved her stewed eggplant with tomatoes. After eating it regularly for a few months, she began feeling heavy in the legs and unusually tired. When I suggested she cook the eggplant thoroughly and avoid pairing it with highly acidic foods like tomatoes or lemon juice, her symptoms completely disappeared within weeks. Eggplant isn't bad, far from it. It's high in fiber and antioxidants that support digestion and heart health. But like many foods, it's not just what you eat, it's how you prepare it. After 60, your body doesn't need fancy meals. It needs mindful ones. So let eggplant remain a joy at your table, but make sure it's well cooked. Gentle on your heart, kind to your nerves, and nourishing to your peace of mind. Number 11. Asparagus. I want you to imagine this. It's evening, and after a long day, you treat yourself to a healthy dinner. A few steamed asparagus spears, a piece of salmon, and a glass of water. You feel good, like you're truly taking care of your body. But then, in the middle of the night, you wake up several times to use the bathroom. The next morning, you feel more tired than refreshed, your head heavy, your heart beating a little faster than usual. Have you ever experienced that? Asparagus is one of the foods I often recommend to my patients, but only when eaten the right way. It's a natural diuretic, helping the body flush out excess fluid, reduce swelling, and support the liver and kidneys. For younger people, the body easily replaces the lost water. But after 60, the kidneys and circulatory system become more sensitive. Even a small loss of water during the night can make the blood thicker, slow circulation, force the heart to work harder, and reduce oxygen flow to the brain. That's why many older adults wake up dizzy or fatigued the next morning. I remember one of my patients, Walter, once told me, "I eat all the right foods, so why do I still feel tired?" It turned out he was eating asparagus late in the evening. When he switched to having it at lunchtime and added a small glass of water afterward, everything changed. He slept better, his heart stayed steady, and his mornings felt lighter. Asparagus remains one of nature's true gifts. But after 60, the key isn't just eating healthy, it's eating wisely. Your body doesn't need more anymore, it needs understanding. Number 12. Kale. I want you to imagine this. It's a fresh, peaceful morning. You make yourself a green smoothie with a handful of fresh kale leaves. Everyone says it's a superfood, great for detoxing, bone strength, and staying young. But here's the truth. Sometimes the foods we call the best need to be treated with care, especially after 60. Kale truly is one of nature's great gifts. It's packed with vitamin K, which strengthens bones and helps prevent fractures. But for those taking blood-thinning medications, too much vitamin K can throw things off balance, making your blood too thick or too thin and causing your medication to work unpredictably. I once had a patient, Harold, who swore by his daily kale smoothie, calling it his secret to living to 100. But after a few weeks, he began feeling dizzy and noticed light bruising on his arms. When we checked his blood, it turned out the high vitamin K from kale was interfering with his medication. There's another factor many people overlook: goitrogens, natural compounds in kale that can slow thyroid activity when eaten raw too often. In younger people, the body easily adjusts. But after 60, the thyroid becomes more sensitive, and even small imbalances can drain your energy and slow your metabolism. That's why I always tell my patients, let kale be your friend, not your hero. Enjoy it cooked lightly, in moderation, and always listen to your body. At this stage in life, true health doesn't come from eating more of the good foods. It comes from knowing your limits, respecting balance, and giving your body what it truly needs. Sometimes a single cooked leaf instead of a raw one is enough for your body to quietly whisper, "Thank you." After turning 60, I've come to realize something simple, yet often overlooked. Eating healthy isn't enough. You have to eat smart. Our bodies no longer work the way they did at 30 or 40. Every meal that enters your stomach isn't just food. It's a message sent to your heart, your blood vessels, and your mind. Listen to your body. Pay attention to when you eat, how you combine foods, and the medications you're taking. Sometimes, just a small change, eating a little earlier, drinking an extra glass of water, or cooking your food instead of eating it raw, can lower your risk of stroke, improve your sleep, and keep your mind sharp. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about who's also on the journey of staying healthy after 60. Because sometimes one small reminder today could be the reason someone wakes up tomorrow feeling stronger, clearer, and more alive.